What's going on? What's going on, people? Still trying to get the camera figured out right now. Still having a little bit of technical difficulties as far as the camera goes. All right. Should be a couple seconds before I can get this hooked up. For some reason, sometimes my camera doesn't register on my computer. Luckily, we're at the part of the draft where they're just going to be doing a lot of talking and nothing else. I have no idea why it's doing this. No idea why this is doing this. Waiting for this camera to connect. Meanwhile, you guys can go ahead and drop in the chat who you're looking for today in the draft while I figure this camera part out. I'm looking for Andrew Booth, Nakobe Dean. One of those guys that got to be there. If one of those two are there and we take them, I'll be excited. All right. Looks like we're all good to go with the camera. All right. Let's get it. Day 2 of the draft. Day 2. Turn down this volume here. Let's cast this. McBride, yeah. I could see McBride. I could also see us taking McCreary. There's a lot of places we can go. All right. Throwing this up on the TV screen. We're ready to rock. That is way too loud. And knowing ESPN, they copyright me for their background music. Like they so had to go ahead and turn that off. So yesterday was incredibly too long for every pick. Today it gets a little bit better. And by tomorrow, you get to actually just see the picks happen in real time because there's so many of them. Let's see. Put this brightness up. It's amazing how much different my broadcast is. Listen. People have been telling me about the Brian Dable thing, how he still has the Bills logo on. I'm telling you, I did not know. I did not notice, and I edited the picture. I did not notice that Brian Dable had the Bills logo still on his shirt. I did not notice that because whenever I do my thumbnails, that part is usually covered. What's going on, Chopped and Screwed? Shout out to D Marshall. But yeah, I'm looking for Nakobe Dean. I'm looking for Andrew Booth. I'm looking for those are my two guys, to be honest with you, at the top. I wouldn't be mad with McCreary. I wouldn't be mad with Kyler Gordon. But there's a ton of good players on the board right now. I'm gonna do something hilarious right now. See if I can get away with this. See if I can just throw a New York Giants logo over top of right over top of Brian Dable's Bills logo. See if I can do that. Let's see. OBS. All right, OBS. Let's see. See if they'll let me do it. Well, I know they'll let me do it. Meanwhile, they're just doing a bunch of talking. Ignore this big logo right now. I'm going to make it smaller. Because, people have definitely pointed out that I got Brian Dable with the Bills logo. And now that I see it, I can't unsee it. So let's throw the New York Giants logo right over top of that. And move it behind me. All right. There we go. That's the patchwork fix. Where do I think Ojabo will go? I thought he would go to end of the first round. I thought somebody would take a risk, but he hasn't gone yet. Who knows? I think he'll go in the second round though. I don't see the Giants doing it because they got some dogs already on the edge, and I mean there's no point in waiting for a guy to develop when you got two guys that you like that are young already, and on top of that you have Ellis and Smith who they might like, they might not like, but either way you got a ton of people that you can develop. So I don't think it'll be an Ojabo thing to the Giants, but who knows? Let's see if I can play with the settings here. I really wish I really wish that StreamYard broadcasted in HD. I mean in 4K or 1080p. 720p will have to do, but like I said, the difference between my feed and OBS and StreamYard is ridiculous. But we're heating up right here. Of course, it's already 7 o'clock, and no picks have been made. That's nobody's on the clock. No picks have been made. It's 7:05. That's how they get down. I could see him going to Dallas. I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that. Yeah, I could definitely see him going to Dallas. Let's see who's on the board though. Let's see like what the order is for these teams. I know today we have the fourth pick in the second round, and then we have the third pick in the third round. So day 2, Tampa Bay pick 1. He could be an option for Tampa Bay. Could be. I doubt it though. Vikings and Titans. I don't think Malik Willis makes it past those two teams. I just don't think so. The Texans could use him. I mean, why not? Why not? He can go to a number of teams. I mean, the dude probably would have been a top 12 pick had it not been for that injury. So somebody will take a shot on him. And you can always use an edge rusher unless you're in a position like the Giants where you got literally, 2 edge rushers that are young that you like. And then you have, again, another developmental guy, or not even a developmental guy, but a depth piece, another young guy. And what's his name? I always forget this dude's name for some reason. I've been forgetting a ton of names lately. Ever since I took a little hiatus from YouTube, I've been forgetting a ton of names. Quincy Roche. You got Quincy Roche, and you got Ellerson Smith. So that's 4 young guys that you think can at least be solid. And then you have 2 of them that you want to be your starters for the next, 7 years? So it's nothing too crazy. What is going on here? Is he going to – why is Chris Angel at the draft? This is going to be memed. This is definitely going to be memed. What is going on? Why is Chris Angel at the draft? I cannot, man. Why is Chris Angel getting out of a straitjacket, tied upside down at the NFL draft on day 2? Like, this is not what I came here for. I'm not impressed, man. I'm not impressed. I saw you do it 10 years ago. Is he yelling? Like, why would you even have something like this? Because if Chris Angel falls on his head, then that just ruins the whole draft day. Like, it just will ruin the entire draft day, and you would have to postpone it because you decided to bring this dude out and escape from. Where did they dig him up from? I don't know why Roger Goodell has to always do this song and dance, man. It is 7:09. I started the stream at 6:55. I might as well have just set it to start at actually 7 o'clock. Like, I might as well just actually just set it for 7 o'clock. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are now on the clock. They traded back with the Jaguars. Todd Bowles took over as head coach. I don't know who their general manager is, but like I said, they traded back. So we'll see what they want to do. I mean, it's really a small chance that they could possibly be looking for a quarterback because, Tom Brady might leave next year or he might retire next year. Who knows? They could be looking for a ton of players. Nakobe Dean could possibly be in play. Levante David is getting up there in age. They could definitely use a cornerback. They could definitely use Booth. There's a ton of corners that are really good players that are on the board. So I'm not sure who the Bucs are going to go with. This is the beauty of the second round is like you can't really map it out. Oh man, something got in my eye. As I was saying, you can't really map it out while I try to get this whatever flew into my eye out of my eye. You can't map it out like how you did the first round. Because the first round, you pretty much know who's going to get drafted in the top 5 or in the top 8. At this point, people kind of view players differently. Some people view these players in the second round as like third round guys. Some view them as first round guys. Some view them as fourth, fifth round guys. And all types of players are going to go in the second and third round today. It just depends on what the team likes. I think James Cook will be there in the third round. Oh boy. Yeah, I think James Cook will be there in the third round, not like late third round. I think we might be able to get him on our first third round pick, but I'm not really I don't know. I feel like running back is becoming more and more of a less valuable position. And I'm just like, why would I draft a running back in the third round when I could get, a running back in, the fifth round? There's running backs in the seventh round that are getting drafted. I mean, guys that are getting drafted in the sixth, seventh round that are game changers. Look at Elijah Mitchell. He went in the sixth round, I think. Sam Howell's there. That dude looks like Desmond Ridder looks like he could be Derek Jeter's nephew. That's what Desmond Ridder looks like. Shouldn't the clock be going by faster since it's the second round? It's hilarious how like they have the draft and it's not like a special draft on their screen. It's an ESPN draft. Like it's the ESPN stream and the Bucs draft room. Yeah, the best thing is we have those 2 picks in the third. So I'm thinking one of those third round picks, I want to scoop up Greg Dulcich. That's my tight end 1. But I wouldn't be mad if they. Listen, there's a ton of really good tight ends in this draft, so I'll be happy with all of them. But I would want to draft Greg Dulcich in the third round. Christian Watson's there. George Pickens is there. A lot of good players on the board, and there's only 3 teams ahead of us this round. So we're going to get a really good player. I mean, I hope we get a good player, but we'll find out. What's going on, Diablo? I forgot if you were here yesterday or not, but haven't seen you in a while, I think. They're saying that the Buccaneers' number one need is tight end. So would they go ahead and take? Would they take the pick is in? But would they take Trey McBride here? They're high-fiving each other like he just fell. Like you knew that he was on the board. That obviously wasn't that slam dunk of a pick. Guard, defensive tackle, tight end, running back, defensive end. So this could be Logan Hall. This could be Travis Jones. This could be Ojabo. Could be a couple of guys. I'm guessing it'll be either a defensive. It could be Boye Mafe too. I'm forgetting that. It could be him. Because a lot of people expected Boye Mafe to go in that first round. It's like towards the end of the first round. All right. So I'd like to see what the pick is. Roger. Like, same thing every day. Yeah, I would definitely want I just wanted the pass rusher over Sauce Gardner and Derek Stingley, but I would not. I still would have celebrated if we would have gotten either one of Sauce Gardner or Derek Stingley. But I definitely wanted Thibodeau before anybody else. Like before anybody else in the draft, besides probably Aiden Hutchinson, I wanted Thibodeau, and I wanted Thibodeau before, before I wanted Aiden Hutchinson. So those are my top two guys, to be honest with you. Thibodeau and Neal, and we got them at 5 and 7 instead of 1 and 2, because I was sick because I was like 5. That way, Thibodeau and Neal are both going to be off the board, but we got both of them. I don't know who that is dancing out there. Who is that? Simeon Rice. Oh, Simeon Rice lost weight. Dang. Definitely lost weight. Yep. That's what I thought. Logan Hall. I can definitely see that. That's a 3-tech right there. 3-tech defensive end, defensive tackle, whatever you want to play him at. He's going to play 3-tech, and I like him. I think he's a good player. I think he'll be able to get some pass rush for the Buccaneers, and that's a solid pick. I don't think the Giants would have gone in that direction. I think Travis Jones is in play for the Giants. I hope not, but we'll see. Yeah, I did not recognize Simeon Rice until they put his name up there. I was like, that's Simeon Rice? Yeah, the Vikings need help badly. I think Logan Hall is going to be a 3-tech. Yeah, I think he'll play 3-tech. There we go. They just traded with the Packers. Okay, this has got to be Christian Watson. This has got to be either Christian Watson or Christian Watson. What's the other receiver on the board? Or George Pickens. It's got to be one of those two because the Packers traded up. This is the second time an NFC North team has traded with another one. I think last time it was the Lions and I forgot. Lions and somebody else. But this is the second NFC North trade. So I would think either Pickens or Christian Watson. Christian Watson is their number one guy ranked on the board. Sky Moore, John Mechie, George Pickens. I would love to have Pickens on the Giants. Yeah, Lions and Vikings. That's what I thought. Yeah, the Packers, they got to be taking a receiver here, especially if they're trading up. I think they were just, whatever they were taking, I don't know. And I don't know why the Vikings traded back. I guess they didn't want to. I guess they didn't want a quarterback. They need to replace a center, Devontae Adams, Darius Smith, and somebody else. Man, listen, I hope we're not picking this high in the next couple drafts, but I definitely appreciate in the actual draft having these high picks. Because you can see who your team gets in the first 30, 40 minutes. Hopefully that'll be done in the first 30, 40 minutes. Because the draft started, like a good 12 minutes ago when they announced it and said that everything's live, or even less. They're having Aaron Jones announce it? Is that Aaron Jones looks so tiny, which is crazy because I know he's not a tiny person, but for some reason he looks really, really tiny in this from this camera. Yeah, that's what I thought. Christian Watson. That's what I thought. They had to get a receiver there, and Christian Watson is a good player. He didn't play against the best competition, but he's definitely a good player. His dad, Tim Watson, was a 6th-round pick in 1993, played 4 seasons. Yeah, we're getting either Dean. Well, I'm not going to say we're getting them because we still have to like the player, but there is a lot of good players on the board. I feel like if Nakobe Dean I feel like if Nakobe Dean is there, I feel like they're going to take him. So the pick is in, and those who weren't here yesterday, I'm going to go live. I'm not going to go live. I'm going to record myself as I react to the Giants pick. So now that the Titans pick is in, I'm going to go ahead and hit record in the next couple seconds. All right. What's going on, YouTube? D546. Day 2 of the draft. The Packers just took Christian Watson. The Titans pick is in. Right now, Nakobe Dean is on the clock. Right now, we have got a ton of guys on the clock. Andrew Booth Jr. is on the clock. Even Malik Willis, if the Giants are interested, is on the clock. I didn't think Malik Willis will make it here. And that might be the pick. Listen, now that I'm kind of on video, now that I'm looking at this, I'm kind of feeling a vibe that they might take Malik Willis. But if we're keeping it 100%, it's probably going to be Nakobe Dean. It's probably going to be Andrew Booth. Could be one of the other corners. It's pretty much pick whoever you want. Kyler Gordon. McCreary is there. There's a ton of good players. So it looks like this board, the 2nd round in a row, is falling perfectly. And we just see a trade. Trade just happened. We just traded with the Jets. So now I want to see what we got. Billy White Shoes Johnson. I'm going to go ahead and hit stop record here. So we traded with the Jets. I wonder what we got. Yeah, we don't have that next pick anymore. I think the Jets might have traded up for Nakobe Dean. So we traded 36 for 38 and 146. We traded 36 for 38 and 146. That's not bad. What round is 146? Let's see. I think that's a 4th-round pick. I wonder if they're using that 4th-round pick to try to trade back up into the 3rd round. Yeah, that's a 4th-round pick. Christian Harris. I wouldn't be mad at that. Let's see what the Jets pick is. I want to know what pick that is because I don't know how many comp picks there are in the draft. So let's see. In the 4th round, okay, so the Giants didn't have a 4th-round pick before, and now we do have a 4th-round pick. What? I cannot. This is so confusing to look at. I'm gonna have to go to NFL.com because my Bleacher Report app is glitching. Anyway, the Jets are making their pick. Jets are making their pick. I gotta look at this to just see what pick there is. All right. Jets made their pick. I want to see what's going on in this 4th round. Okay. So in the 4th round, $146. Okay, so this isn't a 4th-round pick. This is a 5th-round pick. We moved back 2 spots for a 5th-round pick. Yeah, we moved back 2 spots for a 5th-round pick. So what we got is 2 back-to-back 5th-round picks. I mean, congratulations, but I probably would have kept my 2 spots. I probably would have kept my spot in the 2nd round, but for some reason they wanted back-to-back picks in the 5th round. So hopefully we can get somebody. Maybe that's where they take their running back. Maybe they just have a clump of players that they really love, and they just didn't care. And they just said, we'll just take whoever's there. And why not take the extra 5th? I think what might have happened there, I think they might have had some interest in Christian Watson. Let's see. I think they might have been interested in Christian Watson, but once he went off the board, they probably backed out. But man, they haven't read the Jets pick yet, and it's been in for again like 7 minutes. What's the point of having a draft timer if you literally don't honor it? Excuse the loud people outside driving past my house. Can we just announce this Jet pick? You think they'll take Booth? Bryce Hall, okay. Revis put on that weight and he said, I'm not taking it off. Like he's not like crazy overweight, but it's just the weight. Like you can tell the difference between his playing weight and before. We traded 36 to 38, and we picked up an extra 5th-round pick. So in the 5th round, we'll have back-to-back picks. Logan Hall went to the Bucks. Christian Watson went to the Packers. They traded up for him. Right after that, another team. I think Breece Hall was trying to kind of get into the 1st round, though, so this isn't that much of a reach. But nothing crazy has happened. McCreary went off the board right before the Jets pick. So you didn't really miss much, Mac. We traded back 2 picks, so they wanted you to be able to see the Giants pick live. Let's see. Let's see. We didn't pick anybody, Max. We traded back to 38. We traded back again. That's hilarious. That's crazy. I remember this happened last year with Aziz because we kept getting scared that we wouldn't get Aziz, and he just kept being there every time we traded back. That's crazy, man. We traded back twice. So we have now we picked up extra fourth. I think they're trying to do something. 114 is a much better pick than 146, but it's just like whatever. 114. What pick is that? 114 is the 9th pick and the 4th round. Appreciate that. Play is for keeps. Trade block, we got that was a 4th round pick. 114 is the 9th pick in the 4th round. So we had two 4th round picks. We got 2 3rd round picks. So now we got 2 4th and 2 3rds. Now we could definitely use some of that if we wanted to trade back up and get a second. Or we could use some of those 4th round picks if we wanted to trade up in the 3rd. Or he just thinks that we just need a bunch of players. But right now, we definitely have a shot at getting those tight ends. Two threes, 2 4s, and 2 5s. So day 3 is going to be a lot of work for the Giants. I think Nakobe Dean. I forgot if there was like a health issue or some off the field issue. I forgot, but I don't know. Yeah, I think he's falling definitely for a reason. It might be some medical stuff. It could be a lot of stuff. But there's a ton of good players on the board, and I'm sure that that's what the Giants are thinking, that there's a ton of good players, so they can continue to just trade back and rack up more picks. But it gets to a point where it's like, it's quality. You know, you probably want quality over quantity. But the player that we all want, Nakobe Dean, is still on the board. So maybe they have some intel. So he's going to have a lot of at bats. I don't see us taking a running back in the 3rd round at this point, because I mean, why not just take a running back in the 5th round if we have 3 5th round picks? That's like the sweet spot for running backs. Yeah. Yeah, it's like JOK from last year, definitely. There's this dude literally like driving around his loud car in my neighborhood, like doing laps, just driving around the corner over and over again. Like, is it fun for you to drive around the corner? Like, I've never seen that before. How did I sleep through my alarm on Mac? Yeah, well, you didn't miss anything. And the Giants made sure that you didn't miss anything. Shout out to Mike Chills for the $4.99. Much respect for all your hard work. Your content is my go-to for Giants news and opinions. I appreciate that, man. I've been trying to get back being more consistent at this point. Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep at it, staying consistent. Falcons making their pick. I won't do it. If we do take a running back, do you think that we'll get? Yeah, I think it's possible, but I think with all these picks that we have in the 4th and 5th round, I think they'll take a running back there. I just don't think we'll take it just doesn't make logical sense to me to take a running back in the 3rd round when you have literally 5 4th and 5th round picks. We have 3 5th round picks and 2 4th round picks. So that's 5 shots to get a running back. And there's going to be some running backs at that point. Do you think the Giants like Ojabo? I'm curious. Maybe the reason they're trading back is because they know nobody else will take that risk on Ojabo. Not that it makes sense to even draft him, because that caught me off guard, that lady talking in a microphone. But yeah, who knows? Ojabo might be in play, but I think it's kind of overkill to draft him. Arnold Ebiketie. I like Arnold Ebiketie. I think he's a good player. He was another one of those guys that was supposed to go in like the 30s, 31, 32, 29. So that's a solid pick. Came from Cameroon. I didn't know he's from Cameroon. Anyway, thoughts for sure the Falcons will take Willis. I have no idea why these teams. I mean, none of these teams are gonna. None of these teams will take Malik Willis. None of these teams is taking Nakobe Dean. Nobody's taking. They're just not interested. And this is the pick the Giants would have had if they kept 38. But Ebiketie has a chance to be good. And I'm guessing they traded up to stop him from going to the Seahawks or the Bears, or Seahawks got back-to-back picks coming up too. I usually don't do day 3, but I probably will put out videos for day 3. But I might do the first part of day 3 and kind of just have just like a talk session, and after our first pick, kind of dip out. But I don't see myself sitting through that entire stream. I don't think I did that. I forgot if I did that last year. I'm not sure. But I don't plan on doing it this year. I plan on probably doing a little bit of it, but not the entire thing, because that's like a full day. And what time do they start on day 3? I thought it was like, what, 1:10, something like that? Because I usually just remember day 3s. Yeah, I usually remember day 3s just happening like you're just outside and you just get a notification on your phone. What picks did we get from Atlanta? We got 42. Not 40. Yeah, we got 42 and we got 114. We got 43 and 114. Remember I said we would be able to see our pick in the first 40 minutes? Well, Joe Shane didn't want that. All right. Yeah, I just can't see. I hope we don't trade this pick again. But Joe Shane is willing and dealing. Nakobe Dean's still on the board. Malik Willis is on the board. Andrew Booth. Ojabo's on the board. I think Kyler Gordon is on the board. Boye Mafe's there. I'm just reading off their thing now. Uh, Travis Jones is there. Not really a Sky Moore fan. Hopefully they don't take Sky Moore. I would hate that. George Pickens is on the board, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I would rather have Nakobe Dean. I think he's a much better player. I would have taken Nakobe Dean in the top 20. Andrew Booth is a good player, and I would not be upset, but I would have taken Nakobe Dean and Devin Lloyd like in the top 15. That's possible. I wouldn't like that, but it's possible. I just see more opportunities for us to maneuver and get Greg Dulcich because I that dude's gonna be the best tight end, man. Let's see. I don't know why we're just Kyler Gordon. Oh man. Yeah, they just leaked it. Yeah, they leaked it. Anyway, um, these picks are taking way too long to get read. I can see the Giants taking Trey McBride. I can see them taking. I don't think they'll take Greg Dulcich because the consensus isn't that high for him. But I can see them taking Trey McBride. I can see them taking Nakobe Dean. I can see them taking Andrew Booth. A lot of ways we can go. I just wish there was some interior line depth in this part of the draft. If it was, then this would be a perfect chance. This is usually the perfect chance to take an interior lineman in the second round. I think they took Kyler Gordon here. Yeah, that's I mean the Bears always got some defense, man. Exactly. Like round like what well today is round 2 and 3, but I get what you're saying. It's like why are we taking this long to we're literally 8 picks in. Yes, there have been a couple of trades, but every time you look at the board, the pick is already in. Yeah, he probably had his heart set on something else. He probably wanted to go to Seattle. As you see, he went to Washington, and the Seahawks are 40-41. He probably wanted to go to the Seahawks. Yeah, I think he wanted to go to the Seahawks. He's happy he got drafted, but he's like, man, one more pick, and I would have been in Seattle. I like how they stopped. Well, ESPN never did it, but I think NFL Network. It was the network where they just posted like, not posted, but they would just review all of the worst times in people's lives every time somebody got drafted. I wonder if NFL Network is still doing that. Like every time someone gets drafted, they're like, his parents died in a car accident and this that like it's ridiculous. The way that Roger Goodell like interacts with these players, it looks like it's rehearsed. Like Roger Goodell could definitely be an improv actor. But I like Kyler Gordon as a player. I would have taken him, but whatever. He's gonna be that next Bears cornerback that's just way too good. That's just what they do. They're telling him to get off the stage. The Seahawks had the highest pressure percentage in the NFL. That's because Russell Wilson was running. Well, they had some backups in there too. Nakobe Dean, Andrew Booth are both still on the board. Exactly. Exactly. Like they would talk about and if they couldn't find anything on somebody's family, they would do research to see if something happened to their cousin, see if something happened to their best friend, see if something happened in the town that they lived at. It was just ridiculous. Yeah, he definitely wanted to go to the Seahawks. He definitely wanted to go to the Seahawks. Oh man, I hate to be yawning on here, but they'll do it to you. This draft will do it to you. Who did they get back in that Russell Wilson trade? I forgot. Like I know they got picks, but what players did they get? I forgot. All right, the pick for Seattle has been in for a while. No players that Giants fans have wanted besides what Kyler Gordon and I think that's pretty much it. Kyler Gordon and let's see what happened in round 2. You say he's gonna be a bust. Hey, appreciate it, man. Appreciate the support as always. Yeah, I mean, I guess the only player that I really cared about going is maybe Kyler Gordon, maybe Roger McCreary, and maybe Christian Watson. But other than that, I mean, I don't care. Boye Mafe just went off the board. We weren't going to take him. Like none of these players, like you can say what you want about what the Giants have done, but we haven't missed out on any players that we wanted. I can tell you that right now. Like since our pick, we have not missed out on any players that we wanted. So why not just take the extra at bats if we pretty much they have got to think in their mind that whoever they took is not going to be taken before. Is Boye Mafe deaf or does he just know sign language? Oh, okay, he just knows sign language. All right. No, we picking 2 picks, Marcus. We picking at 43. Seattle's quarterback is Drew Lock. We can go ahead. I mean, I feel like when teams have back-to-back picks, they should just bring both players on the board. You know, they should bring both players on the stage at once. I think Jalen Tolbert is gone. No, that's Jahan Dotson. He's gone. Maybe. Maybe. I wouldn't hate that. Boye Mafe and Kenneth Walker. I don't know why they're listing him as linebacker instead of just edge. But Boye Mafe has a lot of good tools. He's somebody that I would probably I would consider him as a guy that's like a French first round pick. So solid value. What's that? 9 picks out of the first round. If we can get, to the Colts pick. Let's see if I drop this chair. If it looks like I'm looking up as much, who knows? I think that's just something I'm not going to be able to avoid. I think Nakobe Dean is going to be here. We're right back in the same spot of like all the players that I listed, all of them are still on the board. When I was listing off players 2 picks before we were going to take a player at 36, all of those players are still on the board. So again, we have a chance if we want to trade into the back of the second round. We can trade back into the second round if we want. We can trade into the third round if we want. We got some if we want to trade up in the fourth, we can use some resources for that. And Nakobe Dean is a little bit smaller, but I mean most linebackers are. You just gotta have them in the right defense. We're starting to see a mini run on running backs. Let me get you Nakobe Dean's height and weight. I'm having a feeling that dude is going to be a giant, though. Six foot 225. That's about average for a linebacker at this point. But now that we're gearing up to the Giants pick, I'm gonna ask y'all to not drop it once you see it early on Twitter in the chat, because I think some people are waiting to see it on TV and waiting to see the reaction. So don't drop it in the chat after the Giants pick. I mean, listen, I don't care if you drop it early. I don't care at all. But after that, fine. But for this pick, let's go ahead and not drop it in the chat for this Vikings pick and this Giants pick. Yeah, I'm thinking the Vikings either jump this for Booth, or they might have some intel that we were jumping him for Nakobe Dean or Malik Willis. Vikings pick is in. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start recording again. Hopefully this time we actually take a player. These last two, I just saw a crazy tweet from the hub, but that dude is crazy. If you go on his Twitter, man, you anyway. The Vikings pick is in. I think I'm gonna start recording right now. So here we go again. Let me fix my chair. Fix the chair. What's going on, Giants fans? Anyway, Max, don't drop it in the chat. After the Giants pick, you can go ahead and drop it. But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna start recording. What's going on, YouTube? Diggy546. The Vikings pick is in. I think before this, players that have gone is Kyler Gordon, Andrew Booth is still on the board, Nakobe Dean is still on the board. A ton of these players are still on the board. Pretty much all the players that I thought would be available at 36 that I would thought the Giants would be interested in, they're all still there. Nakobe Dean, Malik Willis, I don't know if we're interested or not, but that's possible. Andrew Booth, David Ojabo, who I wouldn't really take him as an edge, but a lot of value there. Travis Jones is a guy we could probably look at. George Pickens. Christian Watson is gone, but other than that, I mean, George Pickens, Trey McBride, a lot of places we can go. We're coming out of commercial break right now. Right out of commercial break, let's see. I'm looking for the Giants to go ahead and scoop up Nakobe Dean. There's a ton of other places we can go, but we'll find out. This dude looks like Keegan Michael Key. Okay, it is Keegan Michael Key. This dude looks like Keegan Michael Key. I was about to say he's wearing a Lions patch. But I don't care about what he has to say. I'm more interested in see what the Giants are going to do on the clock. I might as well stop this recording because it seems like they care more about what Keegan Michael Key has to say more than just announcing a pick that's been made. Like at this point, like I've had to stop the recording twice because of how long they've taken. Oh man, why are they interviewing Keegan Michael Key, man? Why are they interviewing Keegan Michael Key? And I think I may have just gotten spoiled for the Giants took, but I don't know. Nobody put it in the chat. I don't know. Can we announce the Vikings pick already? Like we should not have interviews that long that are not from teams or players. Hey, listen, Max, don't drop it in the chat if you saw it. I hope it's not real. I hope it's not real. I'm not that angry, but it's just like let's get the Vikings pick in. Let's get the Vikings pick in. Let's get the Vikings pick in. Like it's been in. They already have drafted the player, but this broadcast and this production like this whole production is just taking forever to get done. What's going on? And I'm more annoyed that I answered the message that I got that possibly spoiled the Giants pick for me. And now I have to sit through minutes to verify if it's actually real. Andrew Booth to the Vikings. Andrew Booth to the Vikings. You think the Giants wanted Andrew Booth? I don't know. In my opinion, Andrew Booth was the third. I mean, he was the third overall pick. I mean, as far as corners go, he was the third corner. All right, so what's going on YouTube? D546. This is like take 4 of me trying to go live because I tried a couple times. The Giants traded picks. Then I tried it again, and they've just been taking forever to read the Vikings pick. Now the Vikings pick is in. They took Andrew Booth Jr., which is funny. They're saying he was 5'5" and 120 as a high school freshman. That's hilarious. But the Giants have 3 minutes on the clock. Their pick should be coming in. I've heard some crazy rumblings about who the pick could possibly be, but I don't know for sure. So, I don't know for sure, but I've heard some weird rumblings about who it could possibly be. So the pick is in. I'm not going to look at the chat. All right, so I hear the music playing. I can't hear what they're saying. I heard some music playing, but so we took Wan'Dale Robinson. Listen, Wan'Dale Robinson is a guy that I wanted to take in like the 3rd or 4th round. I wanted to take him in the 3rd or 4th round. And this 2nd round, with Nakobe Dean on the board, there must be something going on with Nakobe Dean health-wise or something off the field that we don't know about. But Wan'Dale Robinson paired with Kadarius Toney is poetry in motion. Those 2 wide receivers on the same team is poetry in motion. Like shifty, ridiculous after the catch, a complete monster after he touches the ball. I think he had over 100 receptions they just posted right there. So it's not that I think he's a bad player. I felt like we already had that kind of a player. I would have rather taken George Pickens. I did hear that it was Wan'Dale Robinson on Twitter. That's why you don't see like a huge reaction, because I got a DM that it was Wan'Dale Robinson, which, listen, don't DM me picks, man. That's crazy. But I got a DM saying that it was Wan'Dale Robinson, and I don't know what to think. Because I like the player. I just didn't want him at that spot, but I can see how this will pay off. But I would have rather waited till later. But guess what? The Giants have 2 third-round picks, 2 fourth-round picks, and 3 fifth-round picks. But Wan'Dale Robinson is kind of strange, man. Not with Nakobe Dean on the board. Man. I don't know. It's got to be something going on with Nakobe Dean. The Vikings traded up in front of the Giants. I hope this isn't specific, typical Giants fashion where the Giants general manager has who he wants, and as soon as somebody trades in front of him, he panics. It happened with Leonard Floyd, with Jerry Reese, and all those guys. It happened with Devontae Smith. People tried to say that Dave Gettleman panicked last year. But I hope this isn't just typical. I just hope this isn't typical Giants fashion where we just kind of made a panic pick. I just really hope so. I really hope they had Wan'Dale Robinson that high. I hope they have a specific plan for how they're going to use Wan'Dale Robinson and how they're going to use Kadarius Toney. Now, I didn't get to make a Wan'Dale Robinson film session, but I definitely will be making one now that he's a Giant. Oh, man. I don't know. I like the player. I want him as a Giant. I wanted him as a Giant for months. If you look at any of my mock drafts that I've done on Twitter or anything, Wan'Dale Robinson is always a person that I take. But it's just, man. All right, so we decided to go receiver. I think he's real similar to Kadarius Toney, but we probably could have had him around later. Hopefully they know better than me. Hopefully he proves me wrong. Hopefully he's all of that in a bag of chips. We'll see what they do with Kadarius Toney. We saw that they said that they wanted to trade him a couple of weeks ago or last week. He ended up not getting traded, of course. I wonder if they drafted that dude to replace him. That'd be really interesting. You guys let me know what you think of this pick in the comments, and I'll be back for the Giants' 3rd round pick. All right. Listen, people, the pace that this draft is moving at, man, is ridiculous. what has it been, an hour and 4 minutes, and we are 12 picks in? That's no good. They got to pick it up. They're not going to be able to get through this draft. Oh man, how did they not know who Wan'Dale Robinson is? I'm not worried about Wan'Dale Robinson being 5'8" at all. Like, I'm not worried about that. Like, he's completely he's a monster when he touches the ball. Yeah, I'm not worried about his height at all. So we traded back, picked up those picks. I don't know. I would have probably taken. I feel like the Giants really like Christian Watson, and I feel like once they didn't get Christian Watson, they were just concerned. They were just. I feel like Wan'Dale Robinson was their next best guy, and they knew that he would be there. I did not know that John Mechie was born in Taiwan. I know he was from Canada, but I did not know anything else. Yeah, they didn't have to do this. Oh boy. Yeah, I still don't know what to think about that Wan'Dale Robinson pick. You said you like what the Texans did this draft. Let me look up what the Texans picks are so far. Let's see. See what the Texans picked up so far. Teams. Shut up. Shut up. Hey, with these things pop up like that. All right. Texans, Houston Texans. Who did they take? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I'm gonna have to mute this tab. All right, so looking at the Texans, they got Derek Stingley, Kenyon Green, Jalen Peter, and John Mechie. I think that's solid. If Willis is there in the third round, you got to take him. I mean, at that point, like, why not take the dude if he's there in the third round? Yeah, I know what you mean, but I don't think he's that bad. I don't think it's that bad of a pick. I would have wanted him a little bit later, but I don't think it's horrible. Like I said, I think he's going to be really effective. Kenyon Green is a beast. I would have taken Kenyon Green like with the top 10 pick. Yeah, I mean, we got some extra fourths and an extra fifth. Yeah, they don't care. They're just showing the Ravens draft board, and they're showing the Ravens draft board, but they're still having a great draft. That's the funny thing. Like, let's pull up who the Ravens got so far. So far, the Ravens have Kyle Hamilton and Tyler Linderbaum. Like, they're showing their board, but everybody, like, that's crazy. Did the Ravens replace Hollywood Brown's presence yet? Or did they go ahead and take a? Because if they haven't replaced somebody for Hollywood Brown, they might be looking to take not Christian Watson, but George Pickens here. Somebody's got to take Malik Willis soon. I just can't see him getting to the third round. And if Washington gets Malik Willis in the second round, I'll be annoyed. I'll be annoyed, man. Matt Stover, wow. Who's that? David Ojabo. That's solid. That's solid by them. That's solid. Yeah, I'm glad he got drafted in the second round, man. You can tell the way he's crying on there. He didn't know if he would get drafted. And it's not his fault at all. Like, that was a first-round player. I'm telling y'all, for the people who hate the Wan'Dale Robinson pick, just watch his highlights. Like, you don't even have to watch no film. Just watch his highlights. And you'll see exactly why he got drafted right there. Like I said, would I have done it? No. But you'll see, what kind of playmaking ability he has. And it makes you think, like, are they trying to go forward with KT and Wan'Dale Robinson? And because you got to think that Kenny Golladay probably won't be coming back after, the next couple of years. So their receivers of the future are two short guys. But Wan'Dale Robinson is like electric. Like, the dude makes people miss. Almost like pretty much almost the same way that Kadarius Toney does. That's why I just wasn't sure if we'd take him. But he's electric. Nakobe Dean's still on the clock. And at this point, listen, all the people who are upset, I disagree. Marquise Brown was having some really good games at 5'8". The height doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Steve Smith was 5'9". Wes Welker was 5'8". I mean, the dude Wan'Dale is a slot receiver. Now, if he was like 5'5", 5'6", yeah, you would have a point. But 5'8", that's not the end of the world. He'll be all right. It's just like they obviously have a plan for him. Because exactly, we start setting up these bubble screens with Saquon, Kadarius Toney, and Wan'Dale Robinson, that's going to be tough to cover because all three of them are like you can't get a hand on them. So it looks like he's actually designing an offense that's going to help them succeed. We can get a DB. We can get a corner. I don't think they're going to trade James Bradberry. I'm just going to tell you right now. I don't think they're going to trade James Bradberry. I just don't think so. So I think whatever corner we take is going to be a depth guy. Because I think the time to trade James Bradberry would be today. So it could possibly do it for a third. But we can definitely get a cornerback in this third round. We got 2 picks. I think we probably need a tight end in this third round. I don't think that's fair, though. I don't think that's fair because Steve Smith is a Hall of Famer. Like, Steve Smith is a Hall of Famer. So if you get what? I mean, like a couple 1,000-yard seasons, a couple 850-yard seasons out of a second round pick. That's not really horrible. It's not a disaster. Who's playing free safety for us? Right now we got Xavier McKinney playing free safety. Julian Love will probably play in the box. We're all right with safety. We need some depth there, but we'll be all right. And they'll probably just throw a vet back there. I mean, this isn't a season where we're why are they still showing David Ojabo? This isn't this isn't a season where we thought we were going to the playoffs. You're hoping that Trey McBride goes to us. That's possible. Like I said, my guy is Greg Dulcich, and I think we'll have a shot at him. All about if they want to pick him or not. But they might be targeting the tight end with one of those 5th-round picks. But I think we need to take 2 tight ends. Yeah, I don't think we're trading James Bradbury. I just don't think so. Yeah, they're comparing. Like I said, to me, when I look at Wan'Dale Robinson, I see Kadarius Toney. Being honest with you. All right, let's see. All right. I got some Wan'Dale Robinson highlights playing just to see them jukes. Anyway, you're getting downvoted, yeah. I mean, people aren't going to like the pick. He said, and Joe was doing so good. At the end of the day, we won't know about any of these picks until we see it. I'm not going to be too mad because I think Wan'Dale Robinson is a good player. I just would have taken him in the 3rd round. That's my only thing. But he literally is electric. So I can't be mad at taking a playmaker like that. But that screen game got to be crazy. It's got to be crazy. Mathis. Who's that? Washington took Mathis. Man, they got to speed this draft up because nobody's trying to be here all day. Especially when the Giants have 2 picks, man. I can't just dip out of here. Let's see. They took Fedarian Mathis. Travis Jones is still on the board, man. What is Fedarian? A 3-tech? Oh, it looks like he's a 3-tech. I guess that's solid. Maybe. Like I said, there's got to be some medical stuff with Nakobe Dean. Let's see. I have no idea what's going on with Nakobe Dean. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on with that. Nakobe Dean, what's going on with Nakobe Dean? Leo Chenal is still on the board too. Let's see. I put out a tweet, and let's see if these players are still here. I know Nakobe Dean and Chenal is still there. Put out a tweet about a couple hours ago. Okay, Booth, he's gone. Nakobe Dean's still there. Kyler Gordon's gone. Pickens is still there, and Chenal. So Pickens, Chenal, and Nakobe Dean are still on the board. Those are the guys that are still there that I thought. But I don't think they'll take George Pickens at this point. I think George Pickens would have been perfect because he could have been that guy that could have stepped up once, it's kind of, we all know what's going to happen. Once they get Kenny Golladay out of there after this upcoming year, they probably would need another big body guy, but I don't know. I guess they'll address that next year because Sterling Shepard's not a big body receiver either. And you take a guy in the second round, he's got to play. So do they insert Wan'Dale Robinson in over Sterling Shepard? I don't know. I think it's just going to be a rotation in that slot between him and Sterling Shepard and Kadarius Toney. You got three guys who I think thrive in the slot. But I mean, I gotta just go ahead and just put my trust in this man right here. Right here. Yeah. Jaquan Brisker, wow. Did he say Jaquan Brisker defensive end and he's a safety? Jaquan Brisker, safety, 6'1", 199. Definitely not a defensive end. I think they said defensive back. All right, current Giants depth chart. Checking this out. Darius Slayton is done. He's not getting no more playing time. His time is up. Right now, slotted at safety, we got McKinney and Julian Love, which I'm happy with. I'm not happy with. I'd say I'm happy with. It's just no depth behind them. So if Julian Love is your third safety, you're doing really good. If he's your second safety, I don't know. Yeah, they got to be looking to trade. They got to be looking to trade Darius Slayton. They got to be looking to get rid of him soon. Hope Golladay has a better year. I think Golladay is going to open things up. Hopefully, he opens things up down the field for these receivers, for these yak guys to catch the ball and make some plays. I have not even attempted to upload my reaction video yet. I've been in so much shock that we made that pick, and it's like not even that I hate the pick. I just wasn't expecting it. But I guess now I'll upload this video. So how many picks into the Giants' next pick? We're at pick 16 right now. Overall, the pick is 49. The Giants pick at right now we're at 49, and the Giants pick at 67. So right now we can talk about anything. We can talk about anything. Like drop some topics in the chat that you all want to talk about because we got 30 picks and we're staying here through the Giants picks. All right. Walter Football says late first. That's possible. Like I said, I thought that he would be a third round guy, but I mean, I'm not upset because I know what type of a playmaker he is. What I want is Greg Dulcich, and he's a receiving tight end, but I think we can also double dip and get another blocking / receiving tight end later on in the draft, probably in the 5th round. So you go Dulcich third, you go other tight end that's a blocker in the 5th. I think that's the perfect combination. All right. Go ahead and get this video up. But again, just drop whatever in the chat, and we can just talk NFL football. We can talk Giants football because we got a lot of time until the Giants pick, and we got like 30 picks. All right. That's possible because they're very, very, very similar, like eerily similar. Now, Wan'Dale is a little bit smaller in weight and in height, but their play style is exactly the same. But I think that you can use two guys like that interchangeably, but we'll find out. I haven't seen that really work in the NFL, but we'll find out. Jalen Smith right now is a free agent. And he's not with the Giants. He's not with anybody. Alontae Taylor, I never heard of that dude. I haven't gotten to do the work as much. Oh yeah, I definitely think KT is a better prospect. That's to me, that's not a debate. But I think they're very similar. And if they are looking to trade Kadarius Toney, that's the perfect insurance to do it because whatever you planned on doing with Kadarius Toney, you could definitely do with Wan'Dale Robinson. All right. Who would be a best fit? I mean, to me, it doesn't matter. I mean, Desmond Ritter has a lot of tools. I wouldn't take Sam Howell. You're looking for tools. So if Malik Willis is gone, you probably got to go Desmond Ritter because he has the most tools after Malik Willis. You're looking for the cannon arm and all that stuff. So this dude announced the Giants pick. I just really could do without the theatrics, but whatever. Yeah, but I would think that Desmond Ritter is probably the most intriguing prospect at quarterback besides Malik Willis. You look at this, and I mean, Kenny Pickett went round one, pick 20, and a quarterback hasn't gone since. Usually people will trade up and kind of, force their way into a quarterback. I haven't seen that yet. Patriots traded up to 50 with the Chiefs. See, Wan'Dale Robinson is fast. Let me pull up his 40. I don't know what he ran as his 40, but Wan'Dale Robinson is a burner. I just thought that they would go towards George Pickens because he was that bigger wide receiver. But let's see what he ran at the combine. He ran a 4.44. I think he's faster than that on the field. I think he's faster than that. Like, that dude is a burner. All right. Coming soon. Fixing his thumbnail. But yeah, I mean, so far we got the offensive tackle, we got the edge rusher. Everything else is really icing on the cake. You wanted a linebacker. I felt like a linebacker was in our best interest to take. We didn't get it. But the good news, too, is Nakobe Dean is still on the board. Leo Chenal is still on the board. I think Christian Harris went. I don't know. Let's see. Some Giants fans are something else, already hating on the kid Robinson and calling him a bust. A terrible pick. I guarantee you 95%. Yeah. I guarantee you a lot of people haven't seen him play that are just saying he's a bad player. Yeah, I would have taken I don't think there's that much of a difference between Robinson and Mechie. I would have taken Pickens because I just feel like his ceiling is that much higher and he's like a true X receiver. Nakobe Dean, we already know. I would have taken that dude top 10. So I don't know what's happening there. Well, you're going to have two inside linebackers. Also, they come off the field, they kind of switch around. But on early downs, you're going to need two inside linebackers for the 3-4. Desmond Howard is cracking up on this TV, man. I don't know what they're talking about. Can give me clout. These will be the same fans when Robin said, yeah. Yeah, that's what people do. That's what people do. That is just about right. The Pats got the fastest receiver in the draft. Let's see. I can't believe Doug Peterson got a coaching job again after the way he wrote that book and stuff. Can you believe that they compared Jamison Williams to Tyreek Hill? They say he's the next Tyreek Hill because he's a deep threat. Let's see who they took. I think Julian Love starts unless we take a safety in the third round or sign a vet. Why is he talking about how many Super Bowls they had? They didn't win it this last year, man. They got to get some of these dudes out of here. Oh, Tyquan Thornton. What's going on, Tudo? Yeah, I don't know why they just basically control every. They compare every receiver that's a deep threat to Tyreek Hill. Oh man, I would be sick, man. I'm gonna be sick if the Eagles get Nakobe Dean. That's like the type of move that the Eagles will make. Want a player and have an easy chance to get that player, and then all of a sudden, the player just they don't draft him. That was a horrible route, man. They just showed Tyquan Thornton what they thought was a highlight, but that was a horrible route and a perfect throw. Whoever Tyquan Thornton's quarterback is, like he had a perfect throw right there. Who do I think had the better draft with our division so far? Besides us, I guess you could. I mean, if you include the AJ Brown pick, I guess you could say Philly. But if you count just draft picks, let me pull it up. Let me see what they got so far in our division. Because Washington has made 2 picks, Dallas has only made 1 pick, and I did not like their pick at all. Yeah, I mean Washington has a solid 2 picks, Dotson and Fedarian. That's solid. Eagles pick is in. I hope they didn't take Nakobe Dean, and I just can't wait for it. I got to search to see what's going on. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all they didn't get Nakobe Dean, and I'm happy about that. It seems like Nakobe Dean really has some issues going on. I don't know if it's off the field. I don't know if it's injuries, but it's definitely something going on with Nakobe Dean. Appreciate it too, though. Let's see. They got what's his name? Cam Jurgens, Cam Lotion. I did not like that Jordan Davis pick at all from the Eagles though. They would, they took a dude named Cam Jurgens. We need some tight end. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and grab two tight ends in this draft. With all the picks we got, we're definitely going to go ahead and grab two tight ends. 10 a.m. in Tokyo with our national team this week and getting ready for the next war against New Zealand losers. Let's go, Giants. Yeah. Yeah, Wan'Dale and Tony, that's crazy having those two on the same field, on the same team, man. Yeah, I'm thinking that's probably his replacement because we can only have so many slot receivers. We can only have so many guys. I definitely don't get why some people are just like acting like it's the end of the world. Yeah, the Steelers, man, they always luck up. Like we shouldn't be two picks ahead of the TV stream though. I just saw who the Steelers got, and like the Eagles pick is just getting announced right now. Why are the Eagles fans cheering for Cameron Jurgens? You don't know who Cameron Jurgens is. I guarantee you they don't even know who he is, and they're cheering. Like they're acting like they just got the best pick in the draft. I don't like either one of their draft picks so far, but I mean the move for AJ Brown was solid, but they definitely overpaid as far as the money. Not the draft pick, but the money definitely. It's looking like Nakobe Dean might drop out of the draft. I don't know. Cause yeah, I'm seeing all these picks before they happen. Like, can we pick up the pace on the broadcast because I'm seeing these picks before they're happening. They got Chase Claypool announcing the pick. Yeah, yeah, they got George Pickens. I already know who the next pick is. They really got to speed up this. Yeah, say Salyer Parham. Yeah, I would like to have Jamari Salyer. I think that's like a fourth round pick right there, third, fourth round pick. Please, Diggy, pray for our next game against New Zealand losers. And also pray for their casualties coming soon because they won't be dancing their Haka BS no more. I send out a prayer for New Zealand and their casualties because I know Tudo and his squad, they don't play around. Wan'Dale a baller. Yeah, he is. I don't know who this dude is that's announcing the pick. Is that I know who he is, but I don't. Okay, Anthony Costanzo. That dude lost weight too. Who we targeting in the third? I haven't seen who all's gone. I have no idea who will be there in the third round. But Nakobe Dean is still on the board. Leo Chenal is still on the board. I got to think that we'd be looking at the tight ends in this third round. Maybe Jamari Sawyer, maybe James Cook. Those are all possibilities in the third round. Hope you enjoyed the Italy versus Wales rugby game in Cardiff, London last month. I carried my entire team with 22 hard, nasty tackles, 4 forced fumbles, and 2 wins. I destroyed their offense and silenced their crowd. I got to see that footage, man. I got to see that footage. Definitely got to see that footage, man. Embiid is out. Oh, what happened to Embiid? Dang, man, what happened to Embiid? Orbital. Oh man, yeah, he's yeah, that's it right there. I really wish this draft would go faster so I could see what the next Giants pick is, but it seems like we're going to be just sitting here waiting for a long time. Yeah, he got basically. I think he broke one of that. I think he broke that before. An orbital fracture is when they break a piece of the bone that surrounds your eye. So I think I've seen people play with it as far as like they put on the goggles, but it depends on how bad the break is, I guess, to see if he can come back or not. I think he had that injury before though. That's crazy. Malik Willis still hasn't gone off the board. Yeah, he could be done. He could not be done. Let's see what we got here. Next time, I'm going to have something. Next year for the draft, I'll probably have some kind of like some kind of game planned out for in between these picks when we get into like the third round and second round, because to take this long to announce these picks is nuts to me. And to not have anything to do, I mean, it's ridiculous. All right, what we got here? So Trey McBride just went. I'm not waiting for these picks to get announced on the TV anymore. Trey McBride just went to the Cardinals, and that's the first tight end off the board. Pretty sure that's the first tight end off the board. Round 2. We are now, let's see, how many picks away are we? We are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12. We're 12 picks away from the Giants. Yeah, the second round was definitely supposed to be faster, but it's taking forever. And the Chiefs got their wide receiver, Sky Moore. Meanwhile, I already know who the Cardinals took. And I'm probably going to already know who the Cowboys took. Yeah, Sky Moore is going to be a beast for Kansas City. He's not Tyreek Hill, but he's going to be a beast. Cowboys pick isn't in yet, though. The Cardinals pick came in fast, but the Cowboys pick didn't come in. Let's see. Oh man, this is like watching paint dry. They got to hurry up with these picks. I already know the pick is Trey McBride. So looking at the board right now, I'll start to read off some picks of guys who are still available. And you can tell me who your guys are. So out of the guys I see that are on the board that haven't been taken, Nakobe Dean, of course, sticks out. Malik Willis sticks out. What's this? Brian Cook, the safety, sticks out. Travis Jones, nose tackle. Nick Benito, not as much. K-Dot, not as much. Christian Harris hasn't been drafted. Damone Clark hasn't been drafted. Dulcich hasn't been drafted. Let's see. Next page. Darian Kennard. I consider Kennard. Rucker. Kennard dropped like a rock. That dude started the season off like he was going to be a first round pick at tackle, and all of a sudden now he's like a third or fourth round guard. Like he just dropped like a rock. Jeremy Ruckert, that's a guy that a lot of people like. The Marvin Neal. Did Chanel get taken? Chanel hasn't been taken. All right. So Chanel's still on the board. Brian Robinson's on the board. Dylan Parham, DeMarvin Neal. Yeah, that's about right for what we're looking at in the third round. Yeah, that's true. Sam Williams is nice. I like Sam Williams. I like Sam Williams. Um, Bills are on the clock. Let's see how the Bills are drafting since they've moved on from Joe Shane. So far, the Bills have taken Kyer Elam. See who they take this time. All right, now let's look back at these picks. Start off with round 2. I like how they have a fan ballot for what I would grade each pick. um, so now we are one. Oh, the Bucks, the Bills, not the Bucks, but the Bills traded their pick to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So the Bucks are on the clock. I'm feeling like the Bucks are probably going to take a tight end. That's just my intuition telling me that. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now you got about 11 picks before the Giants take their player. Hopefully they don't trade it back. They said Nakobe Dean has a torn pectoral muscle. That seems like that's what's going on with Nakobe Dean. He has a torn pectoral muscle. I'll drop it in the chat for anybody that drops in here. But yeah, that's why he's dropping, because he has a torn pectoral muscle. You would think so, but I mean, who knows? Maybe it's serious. Maybe it's more serious than normal. Bucks just took a guard, Luke Goddicke or Gotti. I don't know how you pronounce that name, but the Bucks just took a guard tackle. They'll play him at guard though. I don't know when he tore his pec, so I don't know how long he'll be out. But if like he's fallen this far, then it's got to be something that's going to have him out at least for the first half of the season or the first quarter. There's no way. Is that what it said on like the TV schedule? The TV schedule said the draft would take 2 hours, where they were lying. Let's see, this draft is probably going to be longer, almost longer than an actual NFL game. 2023. But I mean, I guess that kind of explains why Nakobe Dean is dropping. I mean, he was supposed to go in like the 20s in the first round. That's what I was thinking he would happen. That's where I thought he would go. So now you're looking at things, and he's all the way at around probably will get taken in the third round or in the end of the second round here. The Bucks, we already know what they did. They took a guard. It seems like these teams are trying to get the draft over quick. Titus O'Neil, WWE wrestler. I did not know who that is. I don't know who that is at all. Round 3 is on ESPN2. That makes sense. I would like to see. I would like to probably see. Yeah, that makes sense. But I would like to probably see who. I would probably want to see. I'm forgetting my train of thought now. But oh man, I forgot my whole train of thought. Oh yeah, I would like to see the ratings of this draft compared to the NBA playoffs, because I bet this draft, no matter how boring it is competing with the NBA playoffs. At least in America, of course. All right. Let's see who the next player taken is. Nobody's gotten taken yet. So the Falcons pick isn't even in on Twitter yet. Yeah, Willis is going to probably be there in the third round again, which is hilarious. And if we get this guy in the third round, I mean, if he's there in the third round, man, I feel like you got to just go ahead and take him. Like, he's way too much. There's just way too much, man. Yeah, I saw they had like his description, but I just have never seen the dude wrestle. Like, I'd never seen it. So the TV broadcast is kind of starting to catch up with Twitter now. Let's hope we keep this momentum up, because now the Vikings pick is already in. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7. We're 7 picks away from the Giants pick. Can you believe at one point we were 30 picks away from the Giants pick? Now we're 7 picks away. So let's see what this third round pick is looking like. We have the 17th overall pick in the third round and the third overall pick in the third round. I Troy Anderson, the linebacker. And they're showing him running the ball. Is he a running back? Is he a linebacker? Is he a quarterback? What's going on, man? I guess he's a linebacker. Yeah, it looks like he played everything in the book. He'll definitely be the emergency quarterback. Let's see. Ed Ingram. Yeah, shout out to Ed Ingram, man. This is kind of higher than I thought Ed Ingram would go. But I mean, hey, go Tigers. Definitely higher than where I thought he would go, though. I thought you might be able to get Ed Ingram in the third round, but I guess you're a couple picks away from the third round. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's a solid pick. I think he'll go. I thought he would go next round, but that's solid. Got to go tight end and linebacker in the third. I think it's either tight end and running back, tight end linebacker, or tight end and corner or DB of some kind. Dulcich season is approaching, man. We got the perfect chance. Kareem Jackson. As far as coming to the Giants, Kareem Jackson. I'm pretty sure he's still on the Broncos, isn't he? Maybe you're mixing up his name with somebody else, or are you asking about Kareem Jackson on the Broncos, or I don't know. Yeah, I don't know which, or maybe you're talking about a Kareem Jackson in the draft. Let me see. Am I completely missing something? I'm not sure. Anyway, we're about what 6, 7 picks away from the Giants. Let's see where we're at here. Bengals picked up Cam Taylor, traded up with the Bills to do it. Oh, Adoree Jackson. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think Adoree Jackson is a number one corner. I think he played well enough last year to be considered a number one corner. I hope at this point we just keep. Why are they showing Desmond Ridder for the Bengals? Don't do it. But I think I think Bradbury should stay, but I do think that Adoree Jackson is a number one corner because he played really well last year. Yeah, I think they're trying to score a bunch of points. I agree with you. I think they're just trying to score as much points as possible. It looks like their plan is to throw the ball a bunch. And the Bengals need to continue to address the secondary because look at that division, man. And look at the conference in general. It's just stacked. Would hate to be a competitor in the AFC right now. We already know who the Bengals went with. For those who don't know, the Bengals went Cam Taylor Britt. Yeah, we're going to get one of these tight ends. We're definitely going to get one of these tight ends. I see people already apologizing to Wan'Dale Robinson on Twitter after they watched this tape and watched his highlights or whatever. I'm just hoping the Giants can get Greg Dulcich with one of these third round picks. What's going on, Kush? I'm just hoping we just have to get Greg Dulcich with one of these third round picks. Like, I know he's going to be there with our first pick. And all the mock drafts we've done, he's been gone the second pick. Such a fan of Burrow. Yeah, Joe Burrow is the GOAT. Joe Burrow is the absolute undisputed GOAT. We start off with Dulcich and come back in the in the fifth round, and pick up who will be there in the fifth round at tight end. They're not going to all go. So if Jelani Woods is going to be there in the fifth round, or Isaiah Likely, those are two receivers, but Jelani Woods can block. So if Jelani Woods is there in the fifth round, I'd take him. If Jake Ferguson is there in the fifth round, I'd take him. If Weidermeyer is there in the fifth round, I'd take him. There's a ton of tight ends, man. And I feel like one of those tight ends that I like is going to go undrafted because it happens every year. Every year I like 5 or 6 tight ends, and the fifth and sixth tight end that I like, they usually don't get drafted. I wouldn't avoid him because of the pec. It depends on how serious the injury is, but if it's just a regular pectoral injury, then I would have already taken him in the second round. But that's just me. Yeah, we could very well get Greg Dulcich, and we could come out of that round 2 with Christian Harris or Leo Chenal, because nobody wants to take Leo Chenal either. I'm trying to figure out why he's still on the board. Leo Chenal. What's going on with him? Leo Chenal. Nothing out. He just hasn't gotten drafted. I would love to get Leo Chenal in the third round. I would take him with the first pick in the third round and then go Dulcich with the next pick. I'm not really a big fan of Christian Harris. I just really am. I'm not. I understand that the need that some people feel to take a safety, but I just don't think the board matches up with that. I think the time to take the safety would have been at that 36th overall pick. At this point, man, like I just don't think the value is there. Yeah, they don't like these quarterbacks at all. Malik Willis is still on the board. I think he has way too many tools to be there in the third round for any of these teams that aren't sure at quarterback not to take him. But we know they're not going to take him. I don't know. Yeah, there's no reason not to take Malik Willis in the third round. I like the Marvin Lil. I would have taken that dude in the first round, but what do I know? Yeah, the value for linebacker is there right now. The value for tight end is there right now. What else is on the board right now? I would say the value for receiver is there, but it's always going to be there. Let's see who hasn't been drafted. I know linebacker and tight end definitely is there. Defensive tackle, you got Travis Jones still on the board. I thought he would go at the top of the third round. The top of the second round. Christian Harris is there, like I said, linebacker. Damone Clark again. Yeah, I think the value here is at tight end and at linebacker. By the time we pick, it'll be tight end and linebacker. Yeah, that is kind of sad that they came to the draft in person because, like, Malik Willis, I get it because he could have gone in the top 5. He could, like, legitimately have gone in the top 5, or he couldn't have. But Desmond Ridder, like, what are you doing, man? Why are you there? Like, you should have known you weren't going to get, like, Corral, too. You should have known you weren't going in the first round. I'm sorry. I can't feel bad for them. Like, you weren't going first round, man. All right, 49ers are their pick is in. Now let's see how many picks away we are from the Giants now. Pretty sure, as Max was saying in the chat earlier, that ESPN2 is going to have the third round of the draft on it. Eric Armstead is reading the pick. All right. I love that pick. Drake Jackson getting drafted right there. That's a good pick. That is a great pick right there. Okay, so now you got the Chiefs there. The Chiefs pick is in. Buffalo after that. Broncos after that. So you got Buffalo, Broncos, Jacksonville Jaguars, Vikings. You got those 4 teams, and then the Giants will be on the clock. You got to think that. Oh yeah, see, I'm watching this on the ESPN app, and I think that they also are showing it on ABC. So for some reason, my stream never switched over. Yeah, I think we got to go ahead and take Chenal right there at Chenal, Dean, or Chenal, Dean, or Christian Harris at 67. And then Hope. that Dulcich falls to that next pick. I don't even know if the Giants like him, but one of those tight ends will be there with the next pick, like 100%. Said linebackers are getting plucked. Oh boy, did I miss one? They said on this day 14 years ago, GTA 4 was released. Oh, you're saying Drake Jackson as far as linebackers. Yeah, he's an edge, so I'm not really worried about that. Yeah, I like that pick, though. Drake Jackson's a pretty much an edge. We got 3 picks until we pick now. 3 more picks as far as guys who are, as far as teams that don't have their pick in. Bills are on the clock. Well, no, we got more than 3 picks. So now the Bills have made their pick. The Broncos are on the clock right now. Let's see who's there in the 3rd round. Yeah, the Broncos are on the clock right now. Jacksonville is next, and then the Vikings are right after that. Yeah, the Chiefs have they have no choice but to address that defense. Look at their division. They got the Raiders in there. They got the Chargers in there. They got the other team, the Broncos with Russell Wilson. They got to address that defense heavy. Like the entire AFC West has to be vigilant in addressing that defense. Kansas City Chiefs. Let's see who they took so far. So they have taken Karlaftis, W, Trent McDuffie, a W. That's 2 big W's right there. Sky Moore, that's another W. Brian Cook. I don't know too much about Brian Cook, but they definitely needed to address DB. I just hope that the Giants don't take a player that I'm not looking for right now. I just hope that doesn't happen. Really hope that doesn't happen. That would be unfortunate. Looking at the comments of my videos are hilarious. It's just funny how I feel like I was pretty kind of level-headed on that pick, on that Wan'Dale Robinson pick. I kind of feel like I just said I wouldn't have taken him this high, but I like the player. But, people are kind of taking it as me hating on the pick. Yeah, I'm just like, this is the part of the draft where the Giants start taking players that you just never expected them to ever even think about taking. Like, this is the part of the draft where we would just take somebody that you just couldn't even think about. Now, like I said, this year I have done a lot less work on the draft this year than in past years. But I'm about at least 3 or 4 rounds in. At least 3-4 rounds in. So at that point, if you take a player that I don't know about, that I've never heard, like I've never heard his name before, at that point, I feel like that's not a good pick. So as long as I know who it is, we should be okay. Yeah, the AFC West has not a franchise quarterback, but probably a top 12 quarterback on every single one of their teams. Derek Carr, I think, maybe top 10 quarterback, because Russell Wilson, bona fide top 10. Patrick Mahomes, bona fide top 10. Justin Herbert. Only thing that holds him out as the top 10 is that he hasn't been in the playoffs, but he's pretty much bona fide top 10. And then who's at 4? Who's the 4th team? I already got to the Chargers. I got to the Chiefs. I got to the Raiders. Yeah, that's everybody. I just don't care about these random people in these random professions. Like I don't know who this dude is, and they're saying he's a professional dancer, and I'm supposed to care about his opinion on football. Like, isn't that something? Like football, but you're a dancer. Okay. Yeah. I said Russell Wilson first. I just got into 4 quarterbacks, and I was thinking of like a fifth quarterback for some reason. Stevie Johnson, man. Stevie Johnson. That's a guy right there. Stevie Johnson. I'm gonna tell you right now, Stevie Johnson was the truth. That man didn't get his credit. Stevie Johnson was routing people up. That dude is ridiculous. James Cook just went though in the second round. I wouldn't have done that. Now that James Cook is gone, I don't care about what happens at running back. We can wait until the 5th round to take one. We can wait until the 5th round to take one. I see Dalvin Cook in the back. Yeah, now that James Cook is gone, like I said, we'll just take a running back in the 5th round. I'm not worried about it. Yeah, like I said, I would have taken George Pickens, but that's just me. Um, it is what it is. I would have taken George Pickens, or I would have taken Nakobe Dean or Andrew Booth, but I feel like they wanted Christian Watson, and then they wanted Andrew Booth, and I feel like both of those guys got taken, so they just took their next guy. Where is Malik Willis going? Let's see right now the Broncos pick. They're not going to take Malik Willis. Broncos just took Nick Benito. Says it on NFL.com, so ESPN, I guess, is behind. Jaguars are on the clock. The Vikings could take Malik Willis right here. The Vikings, the Titans, the Falcons, another go around. They're going to one of these guys have got to take Malik Willis, man. Like, I think it'll be the Vikings. Elvis Dumerville. It's all these players just got so old, man. Elvis Dumerville can't be that old though. He can't be 40. 38. Okay. It's not. Come on, man. Come on now. Come on now. Wan'Dale Robinson is a lot better than the 6th round pick though. But I will tell you that's the truth because if you watch Paul Perkins' college highlight tape, man, you would think that Paul Perkins is going to be a Hall of Fame running back. But Wan'Dale Robinson, I think, is a lot better. He has a lot better skill set, and I think he would have gone in the 3rd round. All right, Jacksonville made their pick. Minnesota will make their pick soon. Yes, Norris Moss, but it is what it is. Yeah, they might have taken him. They might have taken him. He fits that role. And isn't how tall is Tyreek Hill? I think he's like 5'10". Yeah, he's 5'10". Yeah, so he's bigger than that dude. I don't know why they're rolling the military out, but what does that have to do with the draft? Okay. Anyway, the Vikings are on the clock. The Jags pick is in. They still haven't read the Jags pick because I think they're singing the national anthem. I don't know what they're doing. I don't have the sound on. Yeah, and I definitely like Wan'Dale Robinson more than Sky Moore. But at the same time, I think Sky Moore in that offense is going to be good. All right, we're about to be in the home stretch. Exactly. I don't understand what they're doing. If they were doing the national anthem or something, you would think that would be before the draft, not just like randomly, okay, in the middle of it. Wonder who the Jags took, though. Like, yeah, it's like, what's going on, man? Like, first off, we started Chris Angel is hanging upside down, and now we see RG3 and this dude dancing around, man. Like, what's going on? Like, what's going on with RG3 and this dude, and what is going on? I must be watching a different channel or something, but I just saw RG3 dancing around with this dude. Whatever. Let's see. Let's see. All right. So the Giants pick is going to be coming up soon. Again, don't drop the pick in the chat. Don't drop the pick in the chat. We will go ahead and react to the pick after. And you can drop picks in the chat after the Giants pick. But for these two picks, don't drop the pick in the chat. Oh no, not that one. I'm just saying going forward. I just try to have people not drop it the pick right before, because if people are waiting for a player to fall to the Giants and then somebody says this player went right before that pick, then it kind of spoils it. That would be crazy if Malik Willis went undrafted. That would be crazy. I didn't think he would make it out of the second round, but I think Malik Willis might go to the Vikings. Like, what do the Vikings have to lose, man? Just take Malik Willis. Like, literally, what do you have to lose? You're never going to accomplish anything with Kirk Cousins as your starting quarterback. It's not going to happen. You might as well just draft a quarterback and start over. Especially when you're getting somebody with this much talent in the third round, because the Giants might legitimately pick Malik Willis because he's here in the third round and they didn't pick up Daniel Jones's fifth-year option. So as always, I'm going to go ahead and hit this record button in a couple of seconds so I can get my live reaction. All right. What's going on, Giants fans? Davey546. We have endured the slowness, the slowfulness, the lagginess, the annoying watching paint dry NFL draft of waiting 10 minutes for every pick to be announced after it's already been announced on Twitter. We've gotten through it. And the Vikings pick is in. And the pick is Brian Asamoah, who I didn't have any interest in the Giants taking. So the Giants are on the clock right now, and we have no idea who they're going to take. They could be going Nakobe Dean. They could be going Leo Chenal. They could even be going Malik Willis. I mean, they could be going a lot of different directions. I'm probably hoping for Leo Chenal right here. I'm probably looking for Leo Chenal because this is probably the last part of this window to go ahead and grab a linebacker because I don't think Leo Chenal is going to last all the way to 17. Maybe Christian Harris right here. I'm not really looking at corners right here or safeties. The pick is in for the Giants. It looks like since we're in the third round, we're actually getting things moving now. Pick is in. All right, now it looks like the chat probably spoiled me again in some way of like it's something crazy going on. And this is the part where the Giants usually do crazy stuff of players that I've never heard of. So it's the third round, our first pick in the third round. We got another pick coming. I'm hoping we grab a linebacker. And then with the second pick, we get a tight end. Joshua Ezeudu. Joshua Ezeudu. I'm going to just say that that's his name, out of North Carolina. Joshua Ezeudu. I can't say I hate the pick because I don't know who that is. I haven't done the same amount of work I usually do in the draft, but I can't tell you that I know who this is. I cannot tell you that I know who this is. I cannot tell you that I know who this is, man. Who's Joshua Ezeudu? And they're just scrolling through things like, have they found? They're showing the quarterbacks, but they're not showing. They're not showing the player that we just picked, which is nuts to me. That's nuts to me. But Josh Ezeudu, I got to look at his tape. I'm not going to say he's a bad pick. I'm not going to say he's a good pick until I get to look at his tape. But I was not expecting that. I know he's a guard, but I was expecting us to go linebacker because Leo Chenal is still on the board. And I wanted to go ahead and scoop up a tight end with the second pick, but it looks like we're probably going to have to go linebacker with the 17th pick in the third round. Anyway, I'm going to be back here with the next reaction to the Giants pick at 17 in the third round. You guys let me know what you think of the pick of Josh Ezeudu. This is always the part where the Giants select players that you never heard of. When you think the guys are right there to be had, they always pass on them for players that we never heard of. We'll find out. I got to look at the tape. You guys, again, let me know what you think down in the comments. Josh Ezeudu. I would pull up some film on him and put it on stream, but I don't want the stream to get taken down. I do not want this stream to get taken down. So I won't do it. But I will look up a little bit on him. Because, I mean, offensive linemen, you find offensive linemen in the draft that end up falling, that, you know, kind of fly under the radar all the time. So let's see. He's a guard tackle. Played tackle at first. 5'19", 40-yard dash. They're projecting him to go. This is USA Today. They're projecting to be a day 3 pick. So I'm not sure if that's, you know, comparing it to what they project him to go is. That's a pretty high pick for what they were saying he would go is. But I haven't seen any tape yet. Let me get some height and weight going on. All right. So 6'4", 320. Was a 3-star prospect. Allowed 1 sack all season. Graded out at 77%. Graded out at 80. I don't know what these grades are on this site. Look up some from Lawrenceville, Georgia. I have no idea. I got to look at the tape for this dude. Because I have not. I didn't know who he was. I'll keep it real with you. I did not know who Josh Ezeudu was. And I can't crucify the pick because I don't know who he is. And I know as soon as I upload the YouTube video, everybody that went and Googled him is going to go ahead and comment How did you not know who this is? Even though they didn't know who he was either. But let's see. Josh Ezeudu. I'll look at some of his film as I'm streaming. I look at some of his film off camera. I would do it on, but YouTube is hating. And I guarantee you they take the stream down if I started watching his highlights or his film. So what number is this guy? I don't even know what number he is to look at on tape. What's his number? 75. Okay. He played tackle in college. That doesn't help me. I'll tell you one thing. I don't like his movement at tackle. Luckily, he's going to be playing guard in the NFL. Okay, I see him. That wasn't him who looked horrible. I was going to say that other dude looked terrible. That right tackle for UNC looked horrible. They got the Miz out there. Now, that's a wrestler I know. They got the Miz. Okay, he looks a little athletic. This dude looks like he could do a lot of pulling for us. I don't. His combine numbers were ugly, but he looks like he could do a little pulling. I can't wait to actually watch his tape like legitimately. But I'm seeing some good stuff about him. Some respectable guys on Twitter posted a strength and weakness. Plays a really excellent game on both ends of offense. Plays with enthusiasm and takes pride in his work. Able to shoot his hands with speed and accuracy. I just saw that in a couple of plays I saw. Gives him almost instant control of the defensive lineman. Does a really good job of keeping his feet busy while engaged. You always love to see that. Defenders rarely slip his block. Of course, you love to see that too. Has played some tackle at UNC, so he has that flexibility. Of course, you always want somebody who's played tackle. Is a number of trash can symbol. Listen, man, I can't bash a player if I don't know who the player is, if I haven't watched his tape. I just can't do it. So I just can't do it. Good on the move in the run game, which is what I saw from the couple plays I watched. Okay. They said his weakness is a little bit of those twists and stunts and tendency to get his hands up late when he's pulling. I can work with that if that's his weaknesses. Oh, yeah. I don't know who that is. But a couple of guys. Yeah, a couple of guys are saying that they like the pick. They said he played first round, play tackle, first down, play tackle, second down, play guard. He moved around a bunch. Who did they take? Nicholas Petit Frere. Yeah. All right. So before we know it, because the third round is moving with a vengeance, before we know it, because they got to get through those comp picks, before we know it, we'll be back at the Giants' next pick. Yeah, that's what I've been seeing a little bit of that as I've been watching him playing left tackle, and he looks pretty good at left tackle. Yeah, for one play, yeah. He looks pretty good at left tackle. So I'll keep watching before I make my actual decision on if it's a good pick or not. But, you got to do your homework before you just start saying the pick is horrible. Because people try to say the JPP pick was bad. All right, he's still holding up. In the tape I'm watching, he looks good. If he only gave up one sack and he was playing tackle, that's actually pretty good. 75, let's see. Feet moving. Dude moves. I mean, he ran a 5.19 at the combine in the 40, but he moves pretty well for me. Interesting. Chad Muma is gone. Jaguars are like kind of having a decent draft. Art Stapleton actually predicted us to take him in the third round. That's funny. Tape looks good so far. Looks good so far, and he's got the versatility. I'm liking that we're moving through these picks pretty fast now. Like, we made that pick what? Oh, never mind. It's only been like 2 or 3 picks. Oh boy. I was thinking we were moving through these picks fast, and I guess we're at 7. It's not too bad. Got 10 more picks. Some people are calling him developmental. Yeah, he's not developmental. He's got to be a starter for us. Top of the third round. Chad Moom was pretty good, but I would like this to fast forward to 17. I forgot Chad Moom existed. He was a guy that I would consider with that first third round pick too. But I think the Giants are just going to take. I think they're just going to take our linebacker Leo Chenal or Christian Harrison or Kobe Dean, and I think they're just going to take whatever tight end they like best in the fourth round. Yeah, he better take the dang job from him. I mean, you better. First, I mean, you're a third pick in the third round. That means you're a starter. I don't want to hear anything about. I mean, I just saw Alex Wilson on Twitter saying that he's a developmental guy. He better not be a developmental guy because, from what I've seen, he looks like a starter. To be honest. Oh my God. They're saying Nakobe Dean has a pec tear and something going on with his meniscus, and he hasn't even had surgery yet. He's not going to play the first year. That's why he's dropping. That's crazy. If I was the Eagles, I would still take him, though. I mean, I wouldn't care. If I was the Giants, I'd still take him. But he's not going to play his first year because he hasn't even had surgery yet on the meniscus. Velus Jones Jr., he's decent. Uh, yeah, definitely a make or break year. They got him. Listen, they rebuilt the entire offensive line. They had to find 4 starters. They got 2 in free agency. They got 2 in the draft. Like, they got 2 in free agency. They got 2 in the draft. They rebuilt 4 of the 5 offensive line positions, and they got Nick Gates waiting in the wings, and they got Shane Lemieux waiting in the wings as depth. So this offensive line looks a lot better than what it was at before. But the thing is, we got a lot of, we got 2 rookies out there. Andrew Thomas he's a young player, but he looked really good last year. So they got 2 rookies out there. So I'm pretty sure Glowinski is a left guard. Isn't Glowinski a left guard? Let's see. Pretty sure that dude is a left guard. They never just tell you what side they play. Okay. He played right guard a lot. He played left guard one game. He played left guard in 2016, but ever since then, he's been a right guard. So, yeah, and Max Darcy is a decent player too. So we got a lot of good depth right there now that I look at it. But Glowinski's a right guard, so that means he'll be the vet right next to Evan Neal. You're gonna have a vet on the other side of him, and then you'll have Andrew Thomas and the other vet Feliciano at center on either side of Josh Ezeudu. So the rookies aren't going to have to play beside each other. So that's at least decent. You won't have any crazy miscommunications because they're rookies. They'll have vets on either side that are good players. Yeah, I think you're saying that's the snap count for Glowinski. If that's a snap count for Glowinski, then I don't know. I still think that he should probably play right guard. Because, why would he be playing left guard? Quentin Nelson played left guard. So that's how I should have known. He's a right guard, definitely. And he'll play beside Evan Neal. Oh, that's for Ezeudu, yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I saw him play some left tackle. I saw him play some left guard in the same game. They moved him around to different positions in the same game. Like on some Joe Judge type stuff. Yeah, I kind of like Ezeudu from what I've seen so far. I wish I'd have known who he was. Wish I'd have done some work on him. I could have actually spoke to it, but I kind of like Ezeudu. I feel like people are just passing on these quarterbacks because they all probably want to take a quarterback next year and the year after. I feel like they're just like, what's the point of taking one of these guys when we can get a quarterback next year and the year after that's way better? This graphic on ESPN is crazy. I think you're a little bit ahead of me, so we'll find out. Are you saying like the Courtyard by Marriott thing? Travis Jones. Listen, I wouldn't be mad if we took Travis Jones, to be honest with you. Oh, man, that hurt. That hurt. They took Jelani Woods, man. Golly, they took Jelani Woods. I thought we'd be able to hold out for longer. Jelani Woods is going to be a good player, man. This dude, Jelani Woods, he can catch, he can run, he can block. They took Jelani Woods, man. That stinks. Yeah, there's still a ton of good tight ends, but I was thinking Jelani Woods would fall into like the 5th round. I thought he would just be kept a secret, fall into the 5th round so we could get him. In my mind, he's the best two-way tight end in the draft. As far as his ability to block and catch, he's the best two-way tight end in my opinion. Just because he's so imposing as a blocker. Listen, man, like I said, I can't bash somebody if I haven't seen them play. And then when I go and look them up, if they look good, I mean, I'm gonna tell you the truth. So do I want to know who the Falcons took? Oh, you can tell me who the Falcons took. I don't care about the picks getting spoiled until I see until we're like a pick away from the Giants. You can go ahead and drop it in the chat. That's disgusting if they took Desmond Ritter over Malik Willis. Man, Malik Willis has to be sick. I think Malik Willis he's definitely from Georgia, but I forgot where in Georgia he's from. That's so sad, man. They took Desmond Ritter over you. That stinks. And that dude is so positive. Yeah, Malik Willis is actually from Atlanta. Yeah, that stinks, man. The Cheeky Boys, TikTok comedy duo. I don't care about the Cheeky Boys. I've never heard of them in my entire life. They came out on some pure joke time. The Washington fans are going crazy. They said Washington fans said that this is Ron Rivera's outfit to the draft. Jelani Woods. Yeah, man. Jelani Woods is really good. I was going to put out a film session on him, but film sessions haven't been doing that well lately. So I just focused on other stuff. But Jelani Woods, man, that dude is like he's like Gronk. Yeah, I saw that. But it was basically just a clown suit. Yeah, Jelani Woods is he's like Gronk. He can except he's faster. Desmond Ritter is so happy wearing his off white. He's like, oh man, I didn't put all these clothes on a credit card. I bought a car, I bought a house. How am I gonna pay all this off? Oh man, I gotta get drafted, man. I gotta pay all this stuff back. Yeah, he does look like LeBron playing football. I'm telling you, a lot of these players put a bunch of stuff on a card and they're just like hoping they can pay it back. And that's why a lot of times they be crying when they don't get drafted high. Because imagine being like 700,000 in debt before you even get drafted and get your paycheck. Like that's nuts. One of the biggest surprises through 2 rounds is that Nakobe Dean has not been selected. The injury to his pec is why. Yep, the pec and the meniscus. I'm not really a Desmond Ritter fan, but I like him better than the rest of those guys besides Malik Willis. All right. What are we at? 75th overall pick. We are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 picks away from the Giants being on the clock now. And the huddle calling plays just like Christian Ponder. It's got to be a linebacker or tight end. It has to be, man. It just has to be. But like, we can't get mad at them taking a guard because we literally like needed a guard. Malik Willis is going to go to the Ravens. Yeah, I don't think he'll go to the Ravens. That'll be nuts. If they drafted Malik Willis to the Ravens and like tried to get rid of Lamar and not pay him, then if I was Malik Willis, I'm like, you're not going to do the same thing you just did to Lamar Jackson to me. I'm not playing for y'all. Is it Mariota in Atlanta? Marietta, you mean? Oh, Mariota, you mean? I'm thinking you're talking about a place, Marietta. But yeah, Mariota is playing for the Falcons. I just don't understand why they didn't give him a chance. I feel like Mariota could have had a chance, but I mean, it's not like he's not going to be able to beat out Desmond Ritter. But there goes Christian Harris right there. Yeah, Nakobe Dean isn't going to play this year because he has a torn pec and a messed up meniscus. So he got 2 injuries. It's going to hold him out for a year, and that's why he's not playing. They say he doesn't want surgery. Well, he's going to have to sit out a year, I guess. That's okay. Well, he lost himself some money. I mean, that's definitely his choice, but he lost some money doing that. That'd be that would be hilarious. Especially after they paid Dak $7.5 billion. All right, how many picks away are we now? Still what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 picks away. 4 picks away from the Giants picking somebody else that I've never heard of. You know what's gonna happen. The thing is, like, probably every team does that because I definitely saw some teams pick some players that I never heard of or some players that I just didn't expect. But it just feels different when your team does it. It just feels different. I don't know how to describe it. All right. Who did they just take? Can we read off the Ravens pick, please? Like, what's taking so long, man? Like, can we get through this, man? Like, they just take forever to get this stuff done. They took Travis Jones. All right. So the Giants aren't going to be able to take Travis Jones anymore because the Ravens just took him. What, 4 picks before us? I like Travis Jones better than Jordan Davis. Just saying. Just saying. I feel like the Giants are going to draft a running back and not even draft Brian Robinson. I feel like they're going to draft some running back we never heard of. As long as we get a tight end or a linebacker. As long as we get a tight end or a linebacker, I'll be cool. Like Jordan Davis, his highlights are him running people down. Like his highlights are literally him running people down. Like not shedding blocks, but chasing people down the field because he's fast and he's 350 pounds. That's what his highlights are. Which is impressive because he's a huge person that's moving like faster than he should be moving. But at the same time, it's like, who cares? Like, you're just moving fast. You're not actually playing defensive tackle. And yeah, he can definitely hold the fort. It's just like he's not the pass rusher that people are trying to make him out to be just because he runs fast. Like that's those things don't correlate. Like we just have gotten in the business of just collecting athletes. Listen, man, it could be another weird pick. It could be. But like I said, we can't really judge the pick until we see the players play. But yeah, if I had seen Ezeudu before and I like not liked him, then I would have just straight up told you I didn't like the pick. But I got to watch some tape on him before I say that he's a bad pick because it could just be that the media didn't pick up on him, which happens all the time. He could also be trash. Who knows? But from what I've seen so far, he didn't look like it. Yeah, the Bills also, yeah. I mean, you listen to the Bills. I didn't like some of the picks they made in certain rounds, but you never know. And the huddle calling plays just like Christian Ponder. All right. We got what, 3 picks left until the Giants are going? We already see it. The Ravens pick Travis Jones. The Ravens are having a great draft. Like Travis Jones to me is a first round level talent. He fell because he's a nose tackle, definitely. But let's see who they got so far. Like DaCosta is putting on a clinic, man. They are putting on a clinic. That's every single player they've taken is a first round player. I know Ojabo is going to be injured, but these are Kyle Hamilton, Tyler Linderbaum, Ojabo, and Travis Jones. That's nuts. Bernard Ryman. You know that dude's going to be good because he's going to be playing on the same line as Quentin Nelson. That's the only reason he'll be good. Yeah, the Ravens are cleaning up, man. That's crazy. This is crazy. They're showing this dude slowly put on weight. Went from 240 to 305 in like 4 years. Oh man. Oh man. It wouldn't be a stream without me knocking over my light. All right. Got that fixed. I don't know why they're showing this dude's high school highlights. I don't care about him. Like not just showing his high school highlights, but showing his high school highlights at at a different position. So guess what's going on this clock? In the third round, what are we now? 3 picks away still. Browns, Chargers, Broncos. Browns, Chargers, Broncos, and the Giants are on the clock. Is Leo Chenal like what happened to Leo Chenal? Why is he ranked so low on all these boards? Like he was just like seen as like I could have sworn people were just saying he was this consensus top 40 player, and all of a sudden he's just not even been talked about. Nobody's even surprised that he's on the board. I see this. They got him ranked as like the 20th linebacker, not the 20th, but like the 12th linebacker on NFL.com. So that's strange to me. Strange to me. Would you guys still take Nakobe Dean knowing that he can't play this year? Would you do it? I'm not sure if I would or not. It's interesting to me. Not sure. All right. You would take him in the 5th? Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely justify that. In the 5th round, you just go ahead and take it, especially since you got 3 5th-round picks. I would probably take him in the 4th. If he's there in the 4th, I'd take him. I mean, who cares if you redshirt him? You would redshirt a 4th round. We redshirted Ellerson Smith, and I think we took him in the 4th round. So that's fine for me because once he comes back, man, that's crazy. And it's not like it's like a career-threatening injury. He just needs to sit out the year. Like with Jalen Smith, he was never the same. Like he had like a debilitating injury. He was never the same. But if you can get a guy that's going to actually be the same guy, take him in the 4th round. I mean, don't think about it. Oh man. Oh, we're fighting. Chargers pick is in right after the Broncos pick is going to be in. Round 3, pick 15 just went off the board. We're on commercial. Nobody cares. This is when you can tell they stop caring. Once they get to the 3rd round, they'll announce picks while they're in commercial break. All right. All right, we finally got this stuff to load again. The Chargers pick is in. They haven't announced who it is yet. Alex Wright just went to the Browns. Broncos are on the clock. Oh man, the suspense is killing me. Oh my god, man, you really dang. That is very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. It actually makes me pretty angry. It actually makes me really angry. Oh man. If we go ahead and take Weidermeyer or something at tight end, well, actually, I'm going to end the stream regardless after this next Giants pick. But man, that's so unfortunate. All right, Leo Chenal still on the board. That stinks, man. All we needed was we just needed him to fall to us. That's all we needed. All right, no, yeah, don't type anything for the Giants pick, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and hit record. Oh man. So right now on ESPN, the Chargers just took JT Woods, but I saw on Twitter that the Broncos took probably my second or third favorite, not best, but favorite player in the draft. And that's that. The Broncos took Greg Dulcich. They took him. They swindled him from me. They saw that the Giants were one pick away and they made that pick. I mean, this seems like the third time that a team has taken a player that the Giants probably wanted to take, the pick right before that. And it's just really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. It stinks. It is very unfortunate, man. So, anyway, Greg Dulcich has been selected. I talked about Leo Chenal going off the clock with the third pick and the third round. Now, he didn't get drafted last time, and he's still on the board. So, what are we going to do? Are we going to take Leo Chenal? Are we going to roll the dice and take Nakobe Dean? Are we going to take another one of these tight ends? I wouldn't be mad if we took Jeremy Ruckert, but that's it. Only Jeremy Ruckert. After that, the tight ends, I mean, I don't care. You can take them in the fifth round. You can take them in the fourth round, but not right now. It's either Ruckert or Chenal or one of these other guys, but it's definitely not one of these other tight ends. So the Broncos pick is in. They took Dulcich. They're not showing what the Giants did yet. Man, Giants are on the clock. I'm going to take a look at the chat. Hopefully the pick is in, so I won't take a look at the chat. And hopefully we can get this Giants pick in the next couple minutes, the next couple seconds, so this video doesn't go too long. So the Giants pick is in. Let's see. I want to hear what it is. And we took Cordale Flott. Okay. We got Cordale Flott. Okay, LSU in the building. We got Cordale Flott. I love the pick. Man. Listen, Cordale Flott can play inside. He can play outside, but he's going to mostly play inside. I love the pick. They actually did something that I wasn't expecting that I actually liked. Cordale Flott is a versatile corner who's going to definitely step up and play well for us. I love that pick. So now we got – now I don't know what they're going to do as far as Bradbury, but if we're keeping Bradbury or even if we're keeping Aaron Robinson, which we obviously are, that's going to be a good pick. That's really good corner depth. And as we see, you can take a corner in the third round and have him be your fourth corner because you need corner depth. But I love that pick from Cordale Flott. Cordale Flott film session is going to come real soon. That's a solid pick. I still think we should have taken a linebacker, but if we are dead set on getting rid of James Bradbury, then we definitely needed a cornerback. And this is around the time where I would say Cordale Flott. I said late third round, mid to late third round. And the saddest thing is we got Kayvon Thibodeau, so all of this value here at edge, we don't really capitalize on. But Cordale Flott is a nice pick. But I definitely believe, he's going to start over Darnay Holmes. I definitely believe that the Giants wanted Greg Dulcich. I believe that, I believe the Broncos were tapped into this channel and they knew that I wanted Greg Dulcich. So they made sure to take him. And it's unfortunate. It's if you would have seen my initial reaction, I was just upset. But they took Dulcich. We got Cordale Flott. I think that's a good cornerback. He's going to be great corner depth. He's going to be here for a while for us. And maybe Leo Chenal has no respect around the league as far as these teams go, and maybe he'll be there in the fourth round for us. We can grab some kind of a linebacker in the beginning of that fourth round. But we got to get one soon. And I'm not worried about the tight end and running back, which I believe is the only thing that we kind of really need to address. It's tight end and running back. And those are the two positions you can get players in the fourth and fifth round, even the sixth round, routinely. So, solid pick in Cordale Flott. I wasn't expecting him to go there, but I think that he's really good depth there. Cordale Flott also has, for people in the chat that are wondering, Cordale Flott also has experience at safety. Yeah, he also has experience at safety. So he could possibly be playing some safety for us too. All right. Nakobe Dean's an Eagle. Whatever, man. Eagles needed a first round linebacker. They've been ignoring uh they've been ignoring linebacker for like 40 years. So whatever, they can have him. They can have him and his broke up knee. Oh, did I say that? Oh man, whatever. He'll be fine. I mean, it is what it is. He had to go somewhere, just like when Jalen Smith went to the Cowboys. But it's not like I'll be scared of Nakobe Dean. I mean, the only thing good about Dulcich going to the Broncos is that he's going to have Russell Wilson. All right, so I am overtime at this point. The Giants don't have any more picks today. Let's see. Eagles just took Nakobe Dean, so there goes your story right there. I could hang on to the Dallas pick, but I'm not really that interested in who Dallas is going to pick. Oh man, I can't believe they snatched Dulcich from me, but at least we got Cordale Flott. Yep, Nakobe Dean's on the Eagles. Yeah, that got announced on Twitter a little while ago. I mean, it is what it is. He's a beast, but I mean, it's not like he's Miles Jack. Not like Miles Jack ended up being great, but it's not like he's Devin White or anything. I mean, whatever. They can have him. Somebody had to take the chance. All right. Yeah, we have 2/3. We took Ezeudu with the first third and Cordale Flott with the second one. Cordale Flott's those two players. I'm not sure. I got to look at the tape for Ezeudu, but he might be better than those two players. I don't know. From what I've seen, he looks like he's a better player than those two. Where did Ed Ingram go? I think Ed Ingram went before that. Yeah, Ed Ingram went one pick before us. So not one pick, but a couple picks before us. Yeah, you're talking about Ezeudu. Yeah, they might have wanted Ed Ingram, but I wasn't that high on Parham and Salyer. I don't know. I like Salyer better than Parham. But yeah, if nothing else, you guys go ahead and drop your last couple thoughts into this chat. I'm probably going to dip out. Probably work on a Cordale Flott video and look at some Ezeudu tape. I'm sure Bobby on Talking Giants has got that Ezeudu tape covered. But Cordale Flott is a beast. And I'm going to go ahead and come out with some film on him pretty soon. You can call him Cordale Slot because that's where he's going to be. I think it's 100% chance that tomorrow we'll leave with a running back and at least one tight end. 100% chance. So, yeah, I'm going to chill out for a couple more seconds here, see if anything interesting pops in the chat. If not, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. and you'll see my my video come up. The Marvin Neal at this point in the draft is great, but yeah, you'll see one of my videos go up, and then I probably will try to get that film session up either tonight or tomorrow morning on Flott. You mean in the 4th round? I think you got to consider it just like you had to consider it in the 3rd round, but maybe he's just not going to get drafted high. It's nuts. I didn't think he'd last this long. But yep, if it's nothing else, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. You guys have a great rest of your day. Watch this draft at your own risk because it's like watching paint dry at this point, especially because I'm watching it without sound. But you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm going to go ahead and sign off, work on that Flott video, and see y'all tomorrow. I might be streaming, might not, but I'll definitely have videos breaking down all of the picks.